How we doing, friends? Florida History Hunter, and today we're walking just off of Stone Street, up by Lake Gertie, the western rim of Lake Gertie. I've driven past here for years, and I decided to pull off the road and hike back into this section, just a little bit south of here, a couple hundred yards south of here. They're building some kind of medical facility, and that's on the site of where there was a farmhouse for orange groves. It used to be in that direction. Well, the home was in that direction. The orange groves were all over the place. The house has been gone for a long time, but there was still somebody's bicycle lock. Pretty rusty. In the locked position. I see a lot of these mounds right here, and I'm thinking it's probably trash. Look at that skull right here. A little skull. I'm not sure. I don't know my skulls. I'm sure my friend knows them. Should be able to identify. It's a lot of plastic trash out here. Flows down the hill, and I'm sure over the years people have snuck down here and camping down here. What we got here? It's a pretty modern liquor bottle. Definitely somebody was camping down in here. Kneeling down in mud. This thing's been here so long it's growing roots. Stuff is well rooted. And let's see, got a cast net in there. Somebody was trying to catch fish out of this lake. What's this? Fish hooks. I missed my case. This area is typical of all of the, yeah, look at all the bottles floating out there. I think they're all plastics. Couple glass, mostly plastics. There's a lot of them. Okay, so I was gonna say, it's like a lot of wooded areas all through Florida have become homeless camps, and slowly the municipalities are taking action. And what they're doing is they're cutting down the trees, making it harder for people to hide their campsites. So look at this pile of palm fronds right here. That's the tree. Over the years have been dumping them out. Okay, so this is a good sign, because that's a snail shell. The snail shells are a sign that that there's some kind of fill. And it may be the fill that they used when they built this road that's we're paralleling. Chances are that's where it's come from. Make sure there's no water moccasins. Okay, so this is all midden, Indian midden. See by the snail shells. Right there, snail shells. This one, oh, that's another skull. I thought I found me a whelk. A whelk is a large shell that's been repurposed as a tool. Indian tribes used a lot of conch shell and shell like that for tools. I would have thought that right along here would have been just filled up with bottles. What a lake. The lake falls off. Pretty weird. Yeah, it's got like a slope. Makes it dangerous. So I see a lot of shell through here. So they piled it up from about here up to the top of that hill up there. All right, so we're gonna try to get up this sucker, back up onto the main road without breaking my butt. So you can see how high up this is right here. And so this is all midden right here, midden shell fill. And we use it to raise the road up. We're up a good clip, so this is Lake Gerty right here. Comes around, let me get over a little further. There we go. So this is Lake Gerty, and it curves out to the left over there and hooks over to the right. Come over here a little bit further. So goes around, there's a little bit of a point there and it goes around over there. A lot of water in it right now. Right after the hurricane that came through here recently, it actually flooded across the road. But you start going down a little bit of a hill and then the road cuts down pretty low to the almost height of the lakefront. So it is kind of a weird setup, a weird kind of situation for that. So we're gonna attempt to get down into here right now, and right up here where that right turn sign is, right there, just to the side of it, it's a driveway, and back in there you might be able to see a green roof and an antenna. That's where the city at DeLand built their new gray water. So their reclaimed, recycled water comes from the south side of town, many miles from here, from the southeast, and they pipe it up to here, and that's the storage tank. And located all through the DeLand area, they have little, like a pink box, and the pink box denotes gray water, and that's for people to irrigate their yards, and for people to that have agriculture. So they give them a little better rate than they would if it was potable water. So I have a friend of mine that's actually been on the system long before they put this reservoir here, this tank in. There's a house right next door, and they were quite surprised when that was being built right next to them. I forget how many tens of thousands of gallons it is, but it's quite a bit. So anyway, just to this side of it, just beyond the second palm tree, I found this pretty cool old soda bottle. Alright, how we doing, my friends? We're Florida History Hunter. So we're gonna walk our way back over towards the lake down here. We can get through here. I think we can. And so this is the property that the house was located right here for the orange groves that used to be here. And then all through this whole area and across the other side of Stone, going that way, would have all been orange groves. And all orange groves onto the other side of Plymouth, where Stone crosses Plymouth, Orange Avenue, all of those spots was all orange groves. So we're kind of looking for infrastructure too. Sometimes you find old equipment still laying out in the woods. One never knows. More air potatoes. Those suckers are everywhere. Hard to get rid of. They just will not die. They won't freeze. I've thrown them into the fire pit, and that doesn't seem to affect them either. Gotta be getting pretty close to the lake. I think it's getting hard to cut through. I can see the lake. That's going to be about as far as I'm going to make it because it's starting to get spongy. Yeah, let's backtrack. Surprisingly, this wooded area is pretty free and clear of garbage. For some reason, I guess the homeless couldn't get that down into here or something. All kinds of mounds around here too. And I would expect there to be mounds. Because back in the day there wasn't garbage pickup. So people had to make do with getting rid of the trash on their own. Still going up a ridge. There's a oak tree, the top's broken off and it's still holding out. It's like, I don't want to die. I'm gonna keep hanging on, hanging on. This is that old hot water heater. Old gas one. It's a beast. It's a beast. It's hard to say how long it's been out here. Trying to make out a name on it. Got old lead galvo pipe on it, but the sticker oh, it's a Rheem commercial. Oh yeah, it's commercial. Look at the size of the vent. The vent's like how big is that? 6, 8. That's like a 10-inch vent. Yeah, that would be commercial. Okay, absolutely. And then here's that Spanish bayonet. So there was probably an entry walkway, sidewalk or something that led up to the house that was right up in there, in that zone. The tank itself is heavy gauge cast iron or steel, maybe rolled steel. And it's possible that somebody might have just drove down the road and rolled it out of a vehicle decades ago. So it looks like they're building a retaining wall across the back of the property. And probably going to bring it up this side. And then it looks like they'll probably backfill it at that point. Bringing a lot of dirt to backfill it. That's an ongoing problem in Florida. Every time they build new, they build it up higher, and then the old construction ends up in a flood zone to where before it wasn't. There's some serious issues going on in the land area right now regarding just said actions where they have approved these PUDs, and the PUDs come in and raise the level of their property above the surrounding properties, and next thing you know, there's some flooding, and the PUD retention pond fills up. And those ponds are higher than the surrounding property are. And engineers got approval to put like overflow drains on people's private property. And so since the retention pond fills up, it back floods. Water comes up and starts back flooding into the into the surrounding properties. A gentleman that owns some really big acreage, and his property's under serious amounts of water. Some areas are up to 6 feet deep. I heard for the first time they had one of the city meetings downtown, that it was almost standing room only, for residents all across the land that are fed up with this situation with flooding all the time. So look at the size of the backflow for this. So my guess is probably going to be a maybe an extension of the nursing care home right here. That's a possibility. Yeah, it's probably an extension of this right here. This care facility. Yeah, it would have to be. It would have to be part of this. So they're just enlarging their project, would be my guess. That would be my guess. A lot of rock fill there. A lot of rock fill. And then there's just basic seashell, which comes from beachside. And then all of that is all looks like all shell. No, I do see some snail shell too. I was going to say possibly all seashell, but there is some midden mixed in with that. Yeah, you plant enough of this stuff around your house, and people would have a hell of a time breaking in your property. Hard to cut through it. So what do we got here? This is mostly seashell. Mostly seashell. Saying it's some kind of fruit pod or seed pod or something. Some old brick. It's got tar all over it. Might have been around a chimney and they used the tar. The tar wouldn't exactly be the right choice next to a hot chimney. We're back to our hot water heater. Alright my friends, your Florida History Hunter. Well, thank you for joining us on this little short walkabout. Click that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't done that. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and a good night.